In the bustling heart of Kampala, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and luxury cars glided through the streets, lived Nakato Blessing. She wasn't just wealthy. She was the architect of a vast business empire, a name whispered with reverence in the city's most exclusive circles. But behind the boardroom doors and gala invitations, Blessing felt a profound emptiness. The men who pursued her were drawn to her fortune, not her heart. She yearned for a love that was real, untainted by the gleam of gold. So, she devised a plan, a daring gamble to find a genuine connection. She would shed her identity as a tycoon and become Nakato, a humble cleaner at her own flagship hotel, the Pearl of Africa. Trading her designer suits for a simple uniform, Blessing stepped into a world she had only ever observed from a distance. The work was demanding, the hours long, and her new colleagues were a far cry from her corporate board. Leading the charge was Mama Prasi, the head housekeeper, a woman whose tongue was as sharp as a broken bottle. From the very first day, Mama Prasi singled Blessing out. She'd inspect her work with a sneer, deliberately smudge a freshly polished mirror, and then berate her in front of everyone. "Is this how you cleaned at your village?" She'd taunt. Even a goat could do a better job, the other cleaners, fearing Mama Prosi's wrath, would either join in the ridicule or turn a blind eye, leaving Blessing to feel utterly alone. Every day was a struggle. Blessing's hands, once accustomed to signing multi-million-dollar contracts, were now raw and chapped from harsh cleaning chemicals. Her back ached and her spirit wavered. She would often hide in a quiet supply closet during her short breaks, fighting back tears of frustration and humiliation. Was this search for love worth the constant degradation? She missed the respect she commanded, the comfort of her lavish life. More than once, she was tempted to storm out, reveal her identity, and watch the shock on Mama Prasi's face. But then she would remember why she was there, to find a love that saw beyond her wealth. Amidst the daily torment, a single ray of light pierced through the gloom. His name was Drake, a chef in the hotel's bustling kitchen. Unlike the others, Drake saw past Blessing's worn-out uniform. He saw the fatigue in her eyes and the quiet dignity in her posture. He noticed how Mama Prasi treated her and would often find subtle ways to intervene. One afternoon, after a particularly harsh scolding, Drake found Blessing quietly eating her small meal of pacho and beans. He approached her not with pity, but with a warm smile and a plate from the kitchen. "The VIPS said this steak was too well done," he said softly, "but I think it's perfect. Waste not, want not, right?" That small act of kindness was the beginning of everything. Drake started leaving her little treats, a freshly baked pastry, a special fruit salad. They would share their lunch breaks, talking about their dreams. Drake spoke of one day opening his own small restaurant, a place where good food brought people together. Blessing, careful to maintain her cover, spoke of saving enough money to support her family back in the village. Their connection grew deeper with each passing day. He made her laugh with his silly kitchen stories, and she listened with genuine interest as he described his passion for cooking. For the first time, Blessing felt seen, not as a tycoon or a cleaner, but simply as a woman. She was falling in love, and she knew with every fiber of her being that Drake's feelings were for Nakato, the cleaner, not Blessing the millionaire. The annual Grand Gala at the Pearl of Africa was the most anticipated event of the year. The hotel was abuzz with preparations. For the staff, it was the busiest night. For Blessing, it was the night she had chosen for her great reveal. As the cleaning crew worked tirelessly to ensure every surface gleamed, Blessing felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach. She watched Drake, handsome and professional in his chef's whites, orchestrating his team with a calm authority. Her heart ached with a mix of love and fear. How would he react when he learned the truth? Later that evening, the ballroom was a sea of glittering gowns and sharp tuxedos. Kampala's elite mingled, champagne glasses clinking. Mama Prasi and the other cleaners were relegated to the sidelines, on standby for any spills. Then, the hotel manager stepped onto the stage. "And now," he announced, his voice booming, "it is my distinct honor to introduce the visionary owner of the Pearl of Africa, the woman whose leadership has made this all possible, Ms. Nakato Blessing." A hush fell over the room as Blessing, transformed, emerged from the wings. She wore a breathtaking gown that shimmered under the chandeliers, her hair and makeup flawless. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd, but Blessing's eyes searched for only one person. She saw the shock on Mama Prasi's face, her jaw hanging open in disbelief. She saw the other cleaners staring, their expressions a mixture of awe and terror. And then she saw him, Drake. He stood frozen near the kitchen entrance, his face a mask of utter confusion that quickly morphed into hurt and betrayal. He looked at her, then at her lavish dress, then back at her, and without a word, he turned and disappeared into the kitchen. Blessing's heart shattered. She delivered her speech on autopilot, her words about vision and success feeling hollow. All she could think about was the look in Drake's eyes. After the applause died down, she immediately sought him out. She found him in the now empty kitchen, furiously scrubbing a pot. "Drake," she began softly. He didn't look at her. "So, was this all a game to you?" he asked, his voice cold and sharp. "Was I just some part of your social experiment? The poor, simple chef you could entertain yourself with?" "No, Drake, it wasn't like that," she pleaded, tears welling in her eyes. "I just wanted to find someone who would love me for me, not for my money." "Love," he scoffed, finally turning to face her. "Love is built on trust, on honesty. You lied to me every single day. The woman I fell for, she doesn't even exist." He untied his apron, threw it on the counter, and walked out, leaving Blessing alone amidst the clatter of her broken heart. The days that followed were agonizing for Blessing. She had everything she had ever worked for, but she had lost the one thing that truly mattered. The hotel felt empty. Mama Prasi was now sickeningly polite, and the silence from Drake was deafening. Blessing realized that in her quest for an honest love, she had been the one who was dishonest. She had to fix it. She went to the humble neighborhood where Drake lived, a world away from her mansion. She found him at a local market buying vegetables. She approached him, not as a tycoon, but as Nakato. "Drake, I was wrong," she said, her voice trembling. "I was so afraid of being hurt that I ended up hurting you, the best person I've ever known. The lie was a mistake, but my feelings for you were never a lie. I fell in love with your kindness, your passion, your heart. Please, can you forgive me?" Drake looked at her for a long moment, seeing the genuine remorse in her tear-filled eyes. He saw the woman he had shared his dreams with. "The lie hurt me," he said slowly, his voice softer now. "But the woman I got to know, I miss her." A smile, fragile but real, touched Blessing's lips. It wasn't an instant fix, but it was a start. They began again slowly, this time with no secrets. They talked for hours, rebuilding the trust that had been broken. Blessing learned about his family, and he learned about the pressures and loneliness of her life. He saw that beneath the wealth, she was just a woman searching for happiness. She supported his dream, not by simply writing a check, but by helping him create a business plan, using her expertise to guide him. Together, they found a new foundation, one built on complete honesty and mutual respect. Their love story, which began amidst deception, is now blossoming into something true and lasting, proving that genuine connection is the greatest treasure of all. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.